Like, what's the reasoning behind the title for you?
It has some symbolic value for two of our main characters, but for different reasons.
Okay.
This, as a filmmaker, I think it's so important to let the audience see the film themselves and to have the possibility to be open and make their own interpretation of the film and its theme and its questions. And the Ravens are, of course, really, really important in the film.
Yes.
For two of the characters.
Yes.
For different reasons. But
Yes.
I think it's up to the audience to see it and understand it themselves.
If you could discuss during your writing process how you infuse that ideology, if you will, how these characters, that rapport with themselves. Why was that important to address?
I worked with a couple of words during the whole process, from the idea to the writing process, the shooting process, and the editing process. And a word that I used a lot was that this film is about inhability.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
Inability?
Inability.
Yeah.
Inability. That even if these people would love to reach out to each other, they don't have the tools. They don't know how to do it. They don't touch each other. They can't talk to each other. And that goes through the whole film. Another word that I used was restrained. Restrain emotions.
Yeah.
And this was really important for me. And also, the film starts with that they are all solitaires.
Yeah.
That they are actually a family. And I think that is quite common in families. That you are all together, but you can't reach out. You don't get seen. And that also goes to the film's theme, that is about generational shifts. It's about being able to form your own life. And for me, Ravens is pretty much about life choices and what we expect from each other and how we shape each other. How a human being is being shaped, directly and indirectly.
Are you personally? Do you come from you're based in Sweden? You're born in Sweden.
Yeah, I am.
Are you some? Do you live outside of a?
I live in downtown Stockholm.
Okay.
But I was born and raised in northern Sweden.
Okay.
And I was born in a small village with just 90 inhabitants. And this is true. For the first 4 years, my only two friends were a tame fox and a goat.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then we moved around Sweden, but only in small towns. So this is where I come from.
Your main actor, Agne, it's played by Reine Brynolfsson.
Yeah.
Who was in your last film.
Yeah.
And I was looking at his IMDb credits because I was trying to remember where I'd seen his face.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe Kitchen Stories.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not really certain about that.
This is his first lead.
If you told me this is his 50th lead, I would believe it. He has a very... I was thinking, you perhaps had hired him because of his facial structure, like his look. Yeah. It's very, it's hard to pinpoint a specific era. Yeah. You can put him in a Cold War film. Yeah. You could put him in a contemporary film.
I'm glad that you're saying it. I choose Reine because he has such an intensity.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant actor, and he's a great joy to work with because he's both extremely humble, but also very demanding. Yeah. And that's such a great combination. Yeah. And we actually transformed his appearance because a year before the shooting, I put him into a hard exercise regime. Wow. So he started to go to a gym and worked out pretty much several days per week with a personal trainer to create a farmer's body.
Of course.
Because even though Agne, pretty much everything comes from inside, it's also a very physical role.
Yes.
So he had a strict training program and diet program for a year, and everything that's in the film he's doing in real life. So I wanted to change his, but
his physical appearance.
Absolutely, to change it, and I think he looks fantastic in the film. But also, one vision I had was that even if this film takes place in Sweden during the 70s, it could easily take place somewhere else, some other time. So it was for me really important that we didn't dress him like a 70s farmer. So and you shouldn't use any kind of
gimmicky props and stuff like that to say, hey, this is this era.
So the team was only allowed to look at images from the 40s or the 50s or from other parts of the world, mainly Eastern Europe. So if you look at him, he's not a Swedish farmer in the 70s, but that's also the reason he becomes so believable. And I, for me, it's really important with authenticity and credibility. And one way to create that is to always use flaws, to create friction. It's really important to create friction. So that's why I incorporate flaws and contradictions into characters and settings.
How you went about creating this world specifically.
The reason I shot it like I shot it was actually because of, for me, a goal was that the individual scene is where the drama can be found. That's where the inability, the suppressed emotions and the unspoken expectations give rise to interpretation and reflection. So everything takes place inside the scene and inside the character. And it's also inside the character where we find the drama. And to be able to see that, to be a part of that is to use long shots, few cuts. So the reason I use this style is not because of an idea of the visual style, but more of a content-driven idea. And for me, I think directing is pretty much about creating a meeting between camera and actor. And that's also the essence of cinema, the image and the character. And therefore you have two tools to create cinema. You have the camera and you have the character, and they have to work together. So I always try to think both visually, but also when it comes to the characters'
output.
Yes.
Thank you very much.